head over to Birnin-Gwari in Kaduna State. A once troubled area is now experiencing peace. And this is a trouble that has lasted for close to 10 years, or if someone will tell you it's even more than that, looking at the undercurrent. So how exactly is Birnin-Gwari able to resolve these issues? We're joined on the program by Mr. Zubair Idris, the Dam Masani of Birnin-Gwari, a public affairs analyst, and Dr. Isa Muhammad Galadima, the chairman, Birnin-Gwari Emirate Progressive Union. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Morning Brief.
This morning.
Let me begin with Dr. Galadima, really, and just get a sense of what this is all about. For those who don't get the context, Birnin-Gwari's position is quite interesting. Yes, Birnin-Gwari has 16 districts. It is in the western part of Kaduna State, but it actually shares, borders with states like Katsina, Zamfara, even Niger State. So speak to us about what this really means. How did we get to this point? What was the situation then before now?
Good morning, and thank you for having me on the program.
When you look at Birnin-Gwari,
located in Kaduna State, has been facing serious.
It's not addressed to you directly.
Okay.
Please go ahead. You can land on that point.
It's an area in Kaduna State, as I said, it has been facing a lot of security challenges over 2 decades, precisely. A lot of things have happened. Painful memories, painful events have actually happened in that area. Ranging from abductions to killings of innocent lives, forcing people out of their farmlands, with the vast arable land of Birnin-Gwari local government area, agriculture being one of the biggest, economic venture in that area. A lot of people have been ejected, have been forced to stay out of their farmlands for over years. The stories are actually painful ones, such that one wouldn't want to recall. But happily, there is a shift towards peace over a couple of months with the intervention of government, precisely the federal government, under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the efforts of the Kaduna State government led by Malam Obasani. And of course, the local leaders, the Emir of Birnin-Gwari, and a lot of, stakeholders there are actually, playing a vital role to see that peace has returned to Birnin-Gwari local government area.
Right. Let me go to Mr. Idris now. I know you had started making your point earlier on. But some people are curious about this peace deal. Some had raised eyebrows saying, is what we're meant to have, a peace deal or justice? Because lots of people have died, a lot of people have been displaced, lost their property. So they say, can there really be peace without justice? Or is this peace deal coming first? Then we can say, okay, let's now seek justice for those who have either been killed or lost property. How do you speak to that? I hope you got me, Mr. Idris.
Breaking the... Yes?
Okay, please go ahead.
Said it's a kind of impossibility for someone to say that the carnage in Birnin-Gwari will be stopped abruptly, as it happens about 2 months ago. It's as a result of the efforts by the government, meaning the state government, the local government, the emir and the traditional institutions, the community leaders, and also some of the leaders of this segment of the society, the bandits and the elders, even within the people who lives in the bush and have an enclave where kidnapping and for ransom and also abduction has been taking place for more than a decade. It is something that we say impossibilities, in the sense that when the process began 6 months ago, through the Office of the National Security Advisor and also the Kaduna State Governor, in fostering dialogue to reach out a truce between these warring communities or the people who are waging war on the communities, thereby paralyzing all activities and movement of people. So it's as a result of this dialogue that people now embrace peace and agreed to lay down their arms and also to call for reintegration into the society. So this call for reintegration into the society gave way for peace to ensue in that area. So as a result of that dialogue and what have you, a lot of questions have been asked whether these people will adhere strictly to the peace agreement reached out with them. Because several peace initiatives were done with this group of people, but at the end of it all, they reneged on all these agreements reached with them. So that's why people were skeptical. Even those who are, at the forefront of fostering this dialogue and also to have peace, to maintain peace in that area. As you ask, Dr. Galadima, yes, Birnin-Gwari, if you look at it, it has a conjoining forest from Kuyambana Forest to Kamuku Forest to the forest in Alawa in Niger State, which went straight to around Kachia, to Nasarawa Plateau, up to Cameroon. So you can see this place, the evils that evolved in those forests, in which people are being cajoled into this forest and also being molested and what have you, in the case of women and children. And also some people who've been killed, some are chained and what have you. So people are now beginning to see that without dialogue, this thing will not continue. One, in the sense that the security forces are closing in on these, these bandits. So in the sense that also people doesn't have even money to pay for ransom. So even if they abduct people, they won't be able to get the money so that they can collect as ransom. So on the other hand, the supply chain of the arms and ammunition that they used to get were caught up by the security forces and other intelligence being used or being adopted by the security forces and also the communities. And it reached a stage whereby the communities are living in a kind of hopelessness situation. And they now said the only way for us is to defend ourselves. So when the community started to also acquire arms to defend themselves, then the terrorists also now realize that the danger in it is if people can defend themselves, so therefore the bloodshed will be too much. And that is why, when the government brought out this issue of dialogue with them and also to have a lasting peace so that at least the economic activities can sprang up, and also the farming activities, being an agrarian community, it can also develop so that at least we have food security in the area of Birnin-Gwari and the general area. So that was exactly what happened, and that's why we have the peace deal. And the component of the peace deal that the bandits should release all the people that they abducted without even having a single penny out of that. And out of that, at the first meeting and the second meeting, it was agreed that anything that they cannot move an inch if they didn't even release those people in their captivity. At the first instance, 68 people were being released. Then later on, many other people were released. So Birnin-Gwari general area, it comprises not only Birnin-Gwari, but it encompasses the Giwa local government area, Chukun local government area, and part of Rapi local government area in Niger State. So you see, all those people breathe a fresh air as a result of this dialogue and peace initiative, as I said, initiated through the Office of the National Security Advisor and the Governor of Kaduna State, Obasani.
And it's quite cheery to note that people have been released, and the numbers too are quite comforting. But let's understand a bit more about this peace deal that the Birnin-Gwari Union is asking to be replicated. We understand that the committee comprises traditional rulers, government officials, and many other leaders within the Birnin-Gwari emirate itself. So how many bandits have surrendered? What was discovered in this process? There are perhaps those financing them. Then who are they? Are they members of the communities within the Emirates who have turned against the community? And then what is the program of reintegration? Because I believe Mr. Galadima also acknowledged that the people, it's still a bit shaky because people still have suspicion. I hope I got you correctly. So what program of reintegration is on ground such that these people do not return yet again to the trenches and take up their arms again? Mr. Galadima, that's for you. Mr. Galadima, that's for you. Can you hear me?
When Governor Obasani visited Birnin-Gwari last month to reopen the cattle international market in Birnin-Gwari, which has been closed for over 7 years, he promised that part of the reintegration program is to ensure that he builds a modern abattoir, market or abattoir, for the people of Birnin-Gwari, where these repentant bandits and other community people would be able to harness, and to use. So I think it's an ongoing process. The reintegration is an ongoing process, which the government, I believe, is taken very serious, because when Bola Tinubu visited Birnin-Gwari in 2022, he said he has collected data, first-hand information for himself. He has seen the debilitating situation of the people there, and having collected the first-hand information by himself, I'm sure that the government has enough data, has enough information, and is ever ready to actually do the needful so that this peace deal will be sustained.
So talk to us about who these people are. Are they youths from the community? How many of them surrendered?
Well, a lot of them have surrendered. A very good number have surrendered. I cannot actually say how many for now, but I can tell you that a very good number of these repentant bandits have actually surrendered, and disarmament is ongoing. It's a gradual, process that has to be done phase by phase. And these people, the repentant bandits, actually are people. Some of them are from that community that turn against the members of the community, right, while a lot of them have Bengal, and also some of the lieutenants of Kachala Ali Kawoje. Most of them, they are the one who surrendered. About 10 of these warlords surrendered in Birnin-Gwari. So therefore, in order to see a lasting peace, there must be a kind of a reconciliation and also a victim support, initiative, so that at least those reintegrated into the society
will now have, a kind of pre-movement and also interactions and social events, and they come back to normal. There must be a truce and reconciliation efforts so that at least those that, the victims can now forgive those who have, molested them in all these 10 years of escalation of this crisis. At the end of it all, what we are looking for is to have a society whereby this kind of wound is healed permanently. And we're seeing, or we're hoping to see the kind of scenario that happened in Rwanda, when you have the Rwandan genocide, that the country come back from the shelves of all that carnage and also try to reintegrate the society together without talking about one ethnic group, that we are the Rwandans. So also in Birnin-Gwari, once we have this DDR, we'll have a barrel peace, we'll have a lasting peace in Birnin-Gwari general area.
Well, we wish the people of Birnin-Gwari the very best, and it's cheery to hear that peace is reigning. We have to thank you so much, Mr. Zubair Idris Damasani of Birnin-Gwari. Damasani, by the way, means knowledgeable, the knowledgeable, right? He's also a public affairs analyst. We've also been speaking with Dr. Issa Mohammed Galadima, Chairman, Birnin-Gwari Emirate Progressive Union, joining us from our Kano studio. I know that you've asked all the telcos and the banks to return, so perhaps we'll be checking in the coming weeks and days to see how well that goes. But thank you so much for your time. Well, we'll take a moment now on the show, well, on that cheery note, I should say, and we'll turn our attention to what is trending. That's in a moment. Jeffrey.